Hey everybody, check it out. What's up? It's Hercules Porsche's professional intro. Yay! Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hercules Porsche, also known as Gildenlock on Xbox Live. It was quite a ragdoll. You guys spotted that, right? You can always rewind the footage if you didn't, I suppose. Anyway, we are watching an older piece of footage today. It's an older piece of footage, but it checks out. I don't. Hopefully, you got that joke. Anyway, so yes, you might be watching some older footage, but it's no reason for me not to read off the new patch notes today. So, I'll be getting started fairly soon. There's a few sections. There's general stability, UI, weapons and star cards, heroes, game modes, stats and progression. I'm going to read them all off in order, but I'll offer a little link so you guys can skip ahead to the weapons and star cards if that's what you're interested in. But first, let's get started. Star Wars Battlefront May client update, PS4, PC, and Xbox One. General added a system which allows players to see if an enemy currently has a charge card active by adding an icon above the enemy's health bar. PC only made it so that combat roll triggers on press and on release. PC only. Pressing enter will now open the chat channel. Vehicles resolved an issue which would make players invincible after attempting to enter a vehicle. Vehicles. A timer has been added to Imperial's exiting vehicles before they could instantly leave certain vehicles. Vehicles increased the time to enter a speeder bike from 0.3 to 0.5 seconds. Combat roll. Performing a melee attack at the same time as a combat roll will no longer break the animation. More combat roll. Resolved an issue which players couldn't see another player performing a combat roll. And another one, there's also a 1.5 second cooldown, so I assume that's between the time you can do one combat roll to the next. Deluxe Edition resolved an issue in which the upgraded version of the ion torpedo was awarded instead of the regular version. General, various tweaks to the auto balance and matchmaking systems. General updated various error messages used in game. Updated the localization to resolve various text bugs. Resolved various clipping issues. Stability. Disconnect fixed an issue in which players were getting disconnected after observing another player's profile in the social hub while playing in game. Disconnect. Press the up arrow in the private menu lobby would cause players to disconnect to the menu if they hadn't visited the game mode screen. Crash. The players will no longer crash when observing the Shadow Trooper diorama figurine. Resolved a rare crash issue which would occur if a player joined another server while waiting in the in-game game lobby. Another crash issue. Resolved the crash issue which could occur when reaching the max rank and getting to the end of round screen. UI. The issue with score and credits being displayed as 0 equals 0 has been resolved. Now the current amount of score and credits obtained will now be displayed in the end of round flow. I certainly got hit with that one a lot. Glad that's fixed. UI resolved an issue which would occur when a player is rank 60, but the end of round flow would display the rank as 59. This also resolves other various desync issues with stats. Soldiers' heads aren't obstructed anymore in the appearance menu by the unlock price. Removed a blur effect that was present over the soldier in the deployment screen on certain levels. The kill card will now show which trait card the enemy currently has equipped. Alright, here we are, getting to the meat, the good stuff. Weapons and star cards. Personal shield. Players can now use the shield at the same time as the jump pack. Welcome change. Personal shield. Players can now swap weapons at the same time as the shield is active. Charge cards. The duration timer would have been decreased by half when standing close to the shipment in the game mode extraction. Now it's only the charge card cooldown that is decreased by half when standing close to the shipment. Dioxis Grenade. Added a new scoring event for when you deal damage. Dioxis Grenade. Now the player will not be able to inflict self-damage when throwing a Dioxis Grenade next to a vehicle and entering it. Dioxis Grenade. Increase the inner radius from 3 to 4 meters. Dioxis Grenade. Increased damage ticks. Increased inner radius damage from 6 to 7. Outer radius damage increased from 4 to 5. A total of 12 health will be dealt each tick when standing in the inner radius. DLT 19X removed a moment penalty that would occur when zooming in. DT12 raised the fire rate from 180 to 220. Relby V10 raised max damage from 24 to 25. RT 97C lowered weapon sway, minimum 0.25 to 2, max 2 to 1.5. Blaster Cannon increased inner explosion radius from 1 to 1.5 and outer explosion radius from 1.5 to 2.5. Blaster Cannon increased explosion damage from 25 to 34. Active cooling made the field slightly wider to make it easier even on the harder levels. Ion Detonator will explode on impact instead of after a delay. Lowered inner explosion radius from 6 to 2 meters and the outer explosion radius from 7 to 4 meters. Another Ion Detonator thingy lowered the damage multiplier towards soldiers from 0.5 to 0.4x. So that was a lot of buffs to a lot of different things in a side grade to the Ion Detonator, and those all seem pretty reasonable. Heroes. User interface. Hostile orbital strikes will no longer appear in the blue color while playing as a hero. Now a red color is used. Darth Vader. Players killed by Darth Vader's deflection will now correctly see his image in the kill card. Darth Vader players who are currently being choked will not be able to interact with in-game objects such as uplinks. Increase the damage output on Darth Vader's choke ability. It now also removes the effect of Adrenaline Stim. Leia, Trooper Bane ability will now pass through shields. Very welcome return to the original way that Trooper Bane worked. Greedo and Yanyub, other players are now unable to spawn on them when they are being attacked. Greedo resolved an issue with the UI for the confidence ability, which didn't update correctly once the confidence decreases. Greedo changed confidence 1 damage multiplier from 1.4 to 1.3. Damage 2 damage 1.9. Basically a decrease in how much confidence deals damage. Nyanyub, a bunch of Nyanyub changes. I'll just read them off. Bunch of Nyanyub nerfs actually. Increased proximity mine cooldown. Oh, and here I am. Here's the moment that really dates the footage. It's me playing Han Solo without the Hoth costume. I warned you this was older footage. Anyway, back to the Nyanyub nerfs. Increased proximity mine cooldown from 8 to 9. Decreased rapid pulse cannon damage to AT from 150% to 100%. Increased turret lock time from 0.8 to 1. Increased turret unlocking time from 0.2 to 2.5. Decreased augmented turret damage from 22 to 20. Decreased turret damage from 15 to 14. And here's a couple buffs for Luke Skywalker. His health has been increased from 925 to 1050. And his blocking time has been increased from 4 seconds to 6 seconds. Alright, on to game modes. Increase the frequency of extraction being played in the Outer Rim playlist from 50% to 75%. 2 rounds of extraction will now be played every other round. Hero Hunt, a bunch of Hero Hunt stuff. Resolved the issues which allowed there to be 2 heroes at the same time. Resolved the rare issue in which the interface would not appear after spawning in as hero in Hero Hunt. Removed the hero selection wheel, now only showing the score and appointing the top damage dealer to be the next hero. I'm going to miss that hero selection wheel. That's a big change. Heroes versus villains. Decreased rounds required to win from 5 to 3 rounds if played in the Outer Rim playlist. Decreased time until first round starts from 60 to 30 seconds. Decreased time between round end and next round begins from 30 to 10 seconds. And here's a fighter squadron change. Resolved an issue in which you could spawn a different vehicle type in fighter squadron if you deploy in exactly the same moment as another player does in the opposite team. Cargo. Decreased time limit from 15 to 10 minutes if played in the Outer Rim playlist. Power-ups. Fixed various issues with power-ups being unreachable or blocked by the environment. Spawns. If fixed player spawns across all modes in ice caves and swamp crash site. Stats and progression. Stats resolved an issue in which players didn't get any stats after completing rounds of hero hunts in certain instances. Players should be able to observe all unlocked diorama figures correctly when looking at another player's profile in the social hub. Before, only multiplayer-based figurines would appear unlocked. HUT contracts. Some descriptions and criteria have been made clearer. Updated their criteria for the DT-12, Relby V10, and Scattergun to not require 15 kills in a round, but rather 15 kills total. Unlocks obtained during a game round will now be instantly available and will not require the player to leave the server to access them. Greedo diorama criteria has been updated and now requires 7 unlocks. All players who have completed the 7 criteria pre-patch will have the diorama figurine automatically unlocked the next time they play and finish a round of multiplayer. Change the required amount of kills for various weapons. Weapon-related accomplishment streaks from 10 kills to 7 kills. Change the term kill streak bonus to combat streak. Increased various objective-based scoring events and decreased various combat-oriented scoring events. So that is everything. I have got through reading all of these patch notes ahead of schedule. I hope you guys have been enjoying the footage I have, and me reading off these patch notes has been informative for you guys. I'll just take a little look over here. What can I make comments on? Yeah, obviously it just looks like a lot of little tweaks, fixes, UI tweaks. I'm very happy with the personal shield changes because I found the last patch when they messed with what you could do after you did personal shield. I found that a little frustrating. And I'm also very glad that Leia can now shoot through shields like she always could, because I was very fond of playing Leia and didn't want to lose that. The Doxus grenade definitely needed a buff, so all the buffs there made sense. I actually didn't have a lot of time testing the new blasters, but I'm not terribly surprised they're getting a buff, because these were just released, and obviously something that's new is going to get some play testing and then need to be revised. Don't really know what to think of the ion detonator. Never used it much myself, but I find it, I don't know, that's a big decrease on explosion radius. So, it's an interesting side grade. What else can I say about that? Luke definitely needed a buff to match all those Vader buffs. Not surprised Nyan got nerfed, because he was OP. Anyway, that's everything, guys. And there I am with a pretty awesome KD, and as I said before, I welcome your feedback, and until next time, I shall see you Starside.